I'm a senior consultant and I work with VIDES. VIDES stands as an acronym for Volontariato Internazionale Donna Educazione Sviluppo. It is an Italian NGO. It was created in November 1987, and it is based in Rome. I'm a senior consultant. I work in the project development unit of VIDES, and we deal with project planning, project development, monitoring, and evaluation. I have a long experience. I've been working in international cooperation for the past 30 years, and I have lived and worked in many countries in the world, 10 years in Africa, 5 in the Middle East, Southeast Asia, the Balkans, and so on. Let me tell you something about the mission and the objective of VIDES. I would say that VIDES, in its acronym, encloses the main objective and the mission itself, because it focuses on women empowerment, and in fact, Donna stands for women. It focuses on education for young people, for their improvement, for their to improve their situations, and also vocational education. And finally, development. As far as development is concerned, I would like to give you some pieces of information concerning the sectors, the main sectors of intervention of VIDES in the world. The first big sector of intervention of VIDES is fight of human trafficking in the field of migration. In fact, VIDES, with the support of different institutional donors, among which the Italian government, has several important and strong projects in this sector. In Ethiopia, for example, we reached the third phase of a project to support awareness and vocational training for young people. The same type of project has been recently funded both in Mali and in Nigeria. The other important sector which sees VIDES working on supporting most vulnerable people is agriculture. We have a large project in Zambia funded by the Charlemagne Foundation. And in South Sudan, same type of intervention, support to agriculture and food security. An important part of our work is dedicated to environment and support to spreading of understanding and knowledge of alternative energies. In fact, we have 2 large projects in the Mediterranean area, one in Albania and the other one in Lebanon. Finally, we have a whole sector dedicated to health and nutrition, in particular with a specific project which is based in South Sudan. I would like to say something about the way in which VIDES implements its projects. As I said before, one of our main focus is on women empowerment. We always try to identify among the most vulnerable people women association or women network, so that we can really create a real and strong impact on societies through the, let's say, the position, the role that women cover in that society. Same thing is for young people. We believe that by enforcing young people through education, through vocational training, is possible really to support a balanced and sustainable type of development. Let me tell you something about the main qualities important or essential for working in NGO system. I have been working, as I said before, for almost 30 years in international cooperation, and I mostly work with NGOs. I must say that it's not a very easy work, but at the same time, it gives you a lot of opportunities. But I think that what you need to do is to keep in mind three main characteristics. First of all, you have to be ready to embrace flexibility. In fact, working in an NGO means to be flexible, to be able of finding solutions, to be solution-oriented. So it's very important to being able of embracing work which is always, in a certain way, always changing. So it could sometimes be a little bit frustrating, but on the other hand, it gives you, it enriches you with continuous new experiences. Second important characteristic is to have a strong interest in civil society. NGOs are usually the bodies, organizations which are close to populations, to beneficiaries, to civil society. So it's not easy to be close to civil society. It's not easy to understand civil society, especially in foreign countries, in countries different from your cultures. But it is a challenge, but at the same time is extremely interesting. And finally, I would always recommend to keep a very strong professional profile. Sometimes my colleagues, my young colleagues, when they start working with NGOs, they find that NGOs are not, they do not have so many strong processes or procedures, and so they tend to get confused. It's very important that you create your own professional profile and you keep it and you translate it into your daily working activities. So if I may close down this small intervention, this small introduction to NGOs and to VIDES, I would say that in a certain way, this type of profession requires a continuous interest in studying and in enriching your professional abilities.